Hey, this is Mike Addis. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk to you today about money, what exactly is money, and how do we get it. One of my favorite books on money is Niall Ferguson, The Ascent of Money. Professor Ferguson explains the origins of money and how it came about thousands of years ago. So understanding this history will help you better understand money in general. For the sake of keeping this post or this discussion video under a certain length, I'm going to just proceed with this simple definition and say that money is created from nothing. The proverbial thin air. As in, money is created out of thin air. In fact, money does not exist, but is a function solely of debt creation, trust, and agreement between the seller of an asset and the buyer using money or digits in a computer. Please don't be confused. Let's just proceed with what exactly does that mean. It means that money outside of what the Federal Reserve prints, which is only about 3% of all money is printed, called paper money, is actually digits in a computer. So when you buy a car or a house, you go to the bank or mortgage broker and get loaned money based on the amount of money you put down to buy the house or the car. The money that is loaned to you is created from a computer in a bank based on your credit score and the asset you are buying. The bank loans you the $40,000 to buy your car, for example, and created the transaction. The created money, now called a loan, is transferred directly to the seller, or the car dealer in this case, my Toyota dealer. He in turn gives you the car. Now you have the car. The dealer has the money that's been transferred into their account and loaned by you from a bank. The money was created from the bank's computer in the form of a credit to the dealer's account and a debit owed to them from you. There is no money, you see. It's created out of thin air by a bank and sold to you at an interest rate, like my Toyota Highlander has a rate of 3.1%, which we pay directly to the bank that loaned us the money. The bank holds the title. Once the money is paid in full, we get the title and own the car free and clear. Just digits going back from one computer to another, back and forth from one bank to another. So why is it so hard to get money from a bank if they created it out of thin air? You see, that's the $64,000 question, my friends, and as my old investment banker pal would tell me, don't let the sun shine in on magic, because it really is a sleight of hand trick, which makes people try to figure out, but in the end is nothing more than a trick to get us to fight over trying to get some of this made up money. If that's the case, why don't we make our own money? Well, that's what cryptocurrency is all about. Just a bunch of people making up their own monopoly money. Once people buy into the fact that anyone can create their own money and merchants accept this made-up money, and enough people agree to give you a hard asset like a cup of coffee or a car, then it actually becomes money. If enough people agree it's money, then it really is money. Still confused? It is a little mind-boggling to realize that there really isn't any money, and that it's nothing more than an agreement we all have that money can buy things. But in the end, there is no money, just the concept of money, the agreement that the digits in your account is really money. Not just digits, but it really is digits you have accumulated by working, selling a service or product, or given to you in the form of a person or a pension or a dividend. Now, the real question is, how do we get more of these digits into our bank account without killing ourselves, working for someone who doesn't appreciate or care about the work that we're doing? The answer is simple. Find out what's needed and wanted and produce it. In my case, I find undervalued assets that people don't want in the form of real estate, could be in the form of computers, jewelry, or just about any asset out there. I buy it with digits or loan digits from the bank and then resell them to someone who wants them at more than I paid for them, and I get digits called money deposited into my bank account so I can purchase more of these hard assets and get more made-up digits when I sell the hard asset. I know it sounds a little confusing, but that's actually how the game is played. Money, for all intents and purposes, is created out of thin air, is created out of a bank account, and that bank's computer. To understand this, it's just a big game played by people who create money like banks. And to make you beg to get it sounds a bit insane, since we now know that money doesn't really exist. Stay with me on this money journey as we learn how to play the money game to your advantage over time. This is Mike Addis. Thanks for joining us on this video. Please hit the subscriber button. We love these comments. See you on the next video.